Hey guys, it's Tori and I'm here right now with New Year's Day.
Yes! How long have we been interviewing with you?
It has been, since the day you had straight across bangs, I had side bangs. It was a whole thing.
The bang phase.
It was outside of the social.
My finest hour.
It was an era.
It was a look.
Yeah.
It was a choice.
I thought you looked cool back in the day, that's what matters.
That era. But now I look back and I'm like, oh.
Bang phases are always fun.
Yeah, you had bangs for a little while. You had goth girl bangs for the longest time, like these little black bangs.
I was trying to go like my little Johnny Thunders meets Winona Ryder.
But I think that was the year he was really influenced by Sharon Needles because she had the little tiny bangs. I noticed that's when you had done it.
Sure, that was not at all it, but yeah.
No, that's when we were watching it all the time.
No, it was actually really Johnny Thunders, like I just said.
I saw Alaska at Monsterpalooza, and he was really nice.
Oh, that's so
really
good.
Nice.
I think when we did that interview was around the time you had just gone half head. It was right when it first started.
It sure was. So
we were there for the beginning.
6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Wild, right?
It's been a hot minute since we've done an interview.
I think there's a glow up.
I really hope so.
Definitely you. Definitely you. All. You know,
I don't recognize any of us.
Go us glowing up.
We're going to have to put a side by side at some point in this interview.
Can we please find that one where I have like the leg cast? We're just all sitting in the parking lot.
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
Yeah. That was the leg cast tour.
And today marks the beginning of a new era. Today's a huge day for you guys. Unbreakable's finally out. So how does it feel to have your baby out in the world?
I was really nervous.
Yeah.
Really nervous.
But good nervous.
I don't know what kind of nervous. I was just nervous. It's been a long time since you put out new music, but I've had so much support from the fans and my friends. My friends and family are calling me to tell me how good the album is, and like Pat. And no one's ever done that before with music.
Really?
This is the most excited I've ever seen you guys.
It's pretty insane. It's almost like having like a little baby monster and just bringing him out into the city just to go destroy things.
A little baby Godzilla?
Yeah. I wanted to use that reference so much, but that's exactly it. Go little baby Godzilla. Go destroy the town.
Yeah, and now it's the time.
It's so fun.
No, but I feel like, and we kind of just already touched on this a little bit, but looking back on the trajectory of your career, I feel like thinking about it today, it's like looking from the top of a mountain down at where you were, That's sort of how it feels to me, at least. So what is it like for you guys today, being the day of this new album release, to kind of have your perspective change of your earliest releases?
It's different when you're in it. When you're in it, you're not noticing that you're like getting higher up the mountain, So to hear other people's perspective of, you guys are like climbing that mountain. I'm like, yeah, I guess we are.
Yeah. True. You really don't see it when you're in it, but it's really exciting to hear everybody talk about it. I'm like, okay, cool, well, what's up?
Yeah, it feels like a big whirlwind, I'm sure. So you kind of get lost in it, and then you take a step back, and then you see everything that's happened.
I think a week or two in, when we start seeing the numbers roll in, that's when it's really going to hit me like, oh, this came out and this happened, and here's the results. And that's normally when it kind of sinks in. Like we woke up at midnight yesterday, the last night. The album had maybe been released for now, and it was #1 on iTunes, which has never happened for New Year's Day. We've never even been top 30 before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Shut Up is top 20 on radio right now, and it's just all these things you kind of hope are happening, but I still feel the same.
Yeah, and I feel like as your sphere of influence grows, so has your message as a band. You've gotten so much stronger in the things that you have to say. So overall, what do you think your mission statement is now at this point in your career?
My mission statement used to be yourself and have confidence in being yourself and kind of be the weirdo. But now the mission statement is you got to get through the dark times no matter what. Keep forging forward, keep pushing forward because there is a light at the end of the tunnel, even though in the moment it's hard to see that. Yeah. And that's the new message now. And you can't force stuff like that. It's just like that's what life taught me in the past 4 years since Malevolence. And so that's what we were rolling with.
Yeah, that was just such a beautiful segue into my next question, too. Like, wow, thank you. No, I literally wrote on that question, the light at the end of the tunnel, because that's really what this album is compared to Malevolence. That was sort of a much darker album.
It's kind of like everything sucks right now and fuck the world.
Which is a mood, we have to say.
It was a choice. It's a mood. And, I lived life for the past 4 years. I went through the ups and downs. I went through the dark times. I came out the other side. I went through more dark times, came out the other side, and things kept getting better and then worse and then better and worse. And when it came time they're like, okay, well, what do you want to say? I was like, a lot. I got a lot to say.
Yeah.
I made the choice of being way more literal this record. And I've always wanted to do that, but I think I was afraid of being literal because you have to be like very vulnerable. So I kind of used metaphors as like a way to hide. And I use the first line in the song Malevolence as a really good example. So the line in Malevolence is, so soft, so gentle, this rose is kind and still. And I look back and I was like, what the fuck am I saying? What am I even saying? And I kind of would always use this dark metaphor, which is fine for that time. So I really pushed myself to just, whatever I'm thinking, just say that. It doesn't have to be this like really intricate like puzzle of a sentence. Like just say it. Just say it. Which was hard for me.
Yeah, I imagine.
It's crazy because listening to that, I used to always think, yes, that rose is fine and still.
Kind and still. It was kind.
It was also a fine rose. It's a
Yeah.
very fine kind.
It was also soft and gentle. It was also soft and gentle.
You're doing your own cover of the song now, your own rendition. And as you were saying, the new singles are getting so much love already. But what do you think is like that underdog deep cut that you really want fans to pay attention to? Maybe each of you have different ones. I don't know.
My Monsters and I Survived are my underdogs.
Yeah. Why those?
I just love the lyrics. I think it's the best lyrics I've ever done. I love it because it just says it. It says it. If there was like my song for my life, it would be I Survived.
Wow. That's awesome, especially because I know you're probably your worst critic. So to hear you so confident and excited about what you're doing, that's so great.
I'm my worst critic, but I really love this record.
Yeah. And what about you guys?
I don't know if there's any underdogs yet because it just came out, but
Well, I guess to you.
I don't know. I'll just go with one of my favorite songs. It's now like Nocturnal right now. I think it's so good.
It's so surprising to me because that started out as my least favorite song on the record, which I know is not a good thing to say. It's not. But Nocturnal was just like, it felt very different than all the other songs on the record, but I learned why. I didn't realize I was doing this at the time. Now I realize I subconsciously made a throwback New Year's Day song, but I didn't even mean to.
Interesting.
Yeah, so now I love it.
Now I'm gonna have to listen to it because I've been following you guys for so long that I'm probably gonna be like,
It sounds like something you'd hear on Victim to Villain.
It's a fun Halloween party of a song too.
Oh, nice. So you're still sticking with the Halloween-y kind of like roots.
It's still having its moment.
Yeah.
Done with you. Done with
That's
you.
his favorite.
That's my favorite.
No hesitation.
No hesitation.
Pat likes that one a lot too.
Great song.
Yeah. So I feel like collectively you all just love the album so much. That's
Very
great.
much so.
And musically, I know that your goal here was to mesh rock and pop together, which is quite an ambitious one.
That can explode in your face pretty badly if you don't mix the right ingredients together. So that was very scary.
Yeah. So why did you guys choose to go in that direction, and what were you listening to during the creative process?
Because I love metal music, but a lot of it recently left a lot to be desired for me. I just want heavy riffs, but I never really felt like I could sing along to the heavy riffage. I wanted pop melodies over the heavy music because to me, that's what I like. I can only write music I like. What's the point? So I would play a lot of Kehlani in the studio, a lot of Jeremiah, a lot of Drake, a lot of Britney Spears. Nocturnal was based off of Toxic from Britney Spears. A lot of a lot of Rocksteady album, No Doubt era. It was Rocksteady, Hella Good inspired Unbreakable. It's like the same riff going throughout the whole song. Hella Good is just one riff, so is Unbreakable. So we just listened to a lot of my favorite pop songs and figured out how do we turn these metal.
Yeah, I actually love that because I started off being a little bit of a metalhead, but now I've started to appreciate pop music so much more. So I'm thinking that maybe this could open up some people to being open to pop because metalheads can be really harsh critics. Yes, 100%.
Elitist, and so we're opening up the. Do you like pop? Do you like lighter music? Like, well, you come over here. Like, you're welcome here.
Exactly.
You know, and we're hoping that those kids will say, "Oh, we're welcoming metal into our world," and maybe the two can start hanging out together more.
I know, I hope so.
And as artists too, it's like it's almost your job to push these boundaries and break these rules of what only metal is and what only pop is. I mean, like a good song's a good song, and really that's what it should come down to. Like, fuck the genre. Like, do what makes you happy and what you like.
What genre is what? Who
Yeah.
cares? Who cares?
They're fusing too much stuff together anyway. Popcore, metal, blah, death, core.
Metal, Nintendo, core,
You know what? Just
pop,
everyone just needs to
country.
chill out.
Yeah, just
Just like it. Just
I
like
know.
it.
Back up, man.
I'm with you
Look out,
guys.
man.
So back
Look
up,
out,
but
man.
I'm just
Come on,
waiting
man.
for the one comment of like, where are the breakdowns? Like, I'm waiting for it to happen.
Okay, hold on. Because it's breakdowns the way we see them, and I feel that Unbreakable and Come For Me have some pretty gnarly
huge
breakdowns.
songs. Yeah.
Come For Me especially is like a really sludgy, fucking ugly breakdown. And Unbreakable, when we went in the studio for Unbreakable, it was like, oh, you guys went soft and pop. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Because in the studio when we did Unbreakable, I specifically said, how much uglier and sludgier and dirtier can we make that riff sound? And I said, I almost want it to be unlistenable. Because it's kind of hurts your ears a little bit.
Yeah.
What about that is pop?
And this question has a little bit of a preface, so bear with me.
Okay.
I do not want to ask the female-fronted band question. Like, I'm over it, you're probably over it. But this kind of has been like an unspoken debate that I've had as being a woman in music journalism, and I'm sure you're probably feeling it too, of what's the right way to approach being a woman in the music industry and also kind of working to bridge that gap. Because some women will say that it's great to be really outspoken and be like, I'm a woman in a band, look at me. While others say that calling yourself female-fronted creates like a subgenre, and you know what I mean, and makes a further gap. So where do you lie in that spectrum?
It's a hard question because we're very proud to be female-fronted, but at the same time, I do agree with not saying, oh, we're female-fronted genre.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's necessary. It's like pointing out. It's like excuse me, I need to order some vegan food. It's food.
Yeah, it's just food.
Just say food.
It's okay.
We don't need we don't need to say female fronted band. It's just we are a band.
Yeah.
And but I think the best advice I can give girls in any industry is confidence and just making sure that you're respecting yourself by making clear boundaries. And I've always been a voice of, if someone crosses my boundary, I'm gonna say something.
Yeah.
And so I just hope that that's what everyone does. And if someone's not respecting your boundary, then they gotta go or you gotta go. And that's just how it is. I've excused myself from tours because I didn't like how my boundaries were being pushed. And anyone who's, I remember at the time, a certain tour I won't name, we left, and the label at the time was like, you shouldn't have done that. I was like, watch me.
Right.
Yeah,
That's mad respect. That takes a lot of strength.
Yeah, that was an ugly couple months there.
Yeah.
Back then.
No, I feel you. But yeah, I've asked this question to a few different artists, and everyone has such a different perspective. So I just thought it was really interesting. So thank you for your input.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting the spin on the question.
Of course. And another thing is that as social media is becoming such a huge tool for marketing for bands, fans can sort of feel a sense of entitlement to know everything about your personal lives, everything you guys have going on. All of you are really active on social media. So how do you strike a balance between using that as a tool but also maintaining that sense of privacy?
I just stick to the marketing plan. I decided a while ago, maybe like a year ago, I was like, I'm really not going to post as much personal stuff on my Instagram. I'm just going to keep it band related, advertisements for the band, any just information about what's going on, and kind of keeping the personal stuff very limited now.
Right.
Unfortunately, sometimes you just can't win them all. Like, I just saw poor Rachel Zoe. I love her. Got a huge backlash just yesterday because she posted ways to wear silk scarves. We were like, the different communities and different cultures have been wearing scarves forever. This is anything new. So they started tagging her. I'm like, you can't wear it. It's a fucking scarf. And she wasn't claiming it was new. She was just like, here's a cute way to wear a scarf. And people were tagging her.
Yeah.
So it's just better. Now we don't say anything.
Right.
Yeah. Until this wave of like hyper offense kind of calms down a little bit, which is crazy because art wasn't, I saw this thing, it's like your generation was raised on Simpsons and South Park. Why are you also offended?
Yeah.
So we just gotta roll with it, navigate through the forest, have a good head on your shoulders, be a genuine person, you'll get through the forest okay. But we all kind of slip up a little bit sometimes.
No, yeah. I think you guys have been super smart on social media, and you've been doing a great job. So keep up the good work.
I try. The boys are great.
Yeah.
They're easy.
Yeah, y'all keep it low key. Just, doing your thing.
You don't need to know what soap I use in the shower. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
the
totally
people want to know. This is your time to shine. Go
It's
ahead.
totally fine. You don't need to know.
Probably Irish Spring or Dove or something.
Not even close.
Wow. All right, word.
It's that pumice soap that I use, that you get from like Mother's, the good stuff.
What a hippie.
Amazing.
Oh, man.
Well, see, thank you for answering the most pressing question that all the fans
What
had.
soap do you use? I use Caress, the black bottle. I forget what it's called, but it was a black bottle for girls, and I was like, ooh, black. And now it's my favorite.
That's the way to do it.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what soap is.
Oh, I'm just going to scooch this way. No, I'm just kidding. What are the plans for after this that fans can look forward to?
We are going to be headlining.
Yes.
Yeah, finally. And we're going out with Diamante and Savage After Midnight, who
Very nice.
both good friends of mine. So really excited for this tour. And then I'm not sure after that, there's a bit of a break. Then a lot of festivals, so many I can't even remember. And then we're going out with Hailstorm in this moment in the UK and Europe.
Oh, the trio's getting back together.
One more time, we're getting the band back together. One more time, taking it worldwide. And then one I can't say that's the first of the year. It hasn't been announced. Like all these have been announced, I can say.
Yeah.
But the first of 2020, I can't say the tour yet.
Well, I love good surprises, so I'm excited to hear it soon.
It's very cool. I'm very happy for us.
Yay!
It's gonna be great.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out, and congrats on the album release once again. And everybody watching, make sure you check out New Year's Day if you haven't already. Subscribe for more videos, and we'll catch you later.
Not know who we are by now?
That's why I said if you haven't already, because it's like truly, you have to know who they are.
Come on, guys.
See you next time. Bye, guys.